huge thank you to all 500 of you that somehow found my channel and took the time to not only watch some videos on it, but took the extra couple seconds to subscribe. I want to thank you big time for that. I really never thought I was going to make this video. I never thought I was going to hit hundreds of subscribers. I figured, okay, I'm just going to make some videos, 5 people are going to watch them, and that's it. Yeah, compared to some other channels, 500 doesn't sound like a whole lot. But considering the kind of community that I'm making videos for, that community is not all that large. So 500 subscribers in my eyes it blows my mind. So now what I'd like to do is I'd like to show you some cool stuff that I've collected over the last 2-ish years or so that I've been making these videos pretty regularly. I've collected some pretty cool things, either as birthday gifts or as other things that people have given me over the last couple of years, or other things that I have received or whatever, just in any way. So let's show that to you now. Alright, I am your new host, Mr. Floating Head, and today I'm going to be showing you what's on this shelf here. These are gifts that I have received over the last few years. The first one that I've showed before is this train car right here, which is going to be a nightmare to get down. I got even harder to get that back up. This was the first ever gift. I got this for Christmas. This is the first ever train gift like this. It has a pantograph that kind of works. It moves up like that, but it doesn't. This part doesn't actually work properly. It has 4 doors that open, and on this side the doors don't open. This side is completely flat, but on this side these little gears open and close the doors. It has wheels. These end doors are really super loose. It has 3-wheel trucks. It says City Express on it, and it actually has a roll sign that sort of works. The next thing I got would have been these. I don't know how well you can see those. These are, I actually found these at an antique shop in downtown Hillsboro. I will show you what they are. They are scale models of streetcars. So this here looks, I'm not sure exactly what these are modeled after, but it looks a lot like the St. Charles or something like that streetcar in Louisiana, which is the oldest street railway system in the world. It's going to turn 200 years old in, I think, the next decade. But yeah, it actually is completely empty inside. And it says Desire Street, so streetcar named Desire. Yeah, and it actually has the trolley poles, but they're really flimsy, and they don't really move, so it just stays like that. The other one is a little bit cooler. These came in the same package, by the way, in the antique shop. It was in the original packaging. Is this here? This is a cable car from the Powell and Mason Streets. So yeah, it's a scale model, and it's actually pretty well detailed. It's got the bench in here, and it even has the bench inside, even though you probably won't be able to see that. What's interesting is I will actually be going to San Francisco, so hopefully I can spot this exact cable car. It's number 4, and I think it still exists. I hope it does. But anyway, yeah. I think this was the next one I got, which was from my birthday. This is supposed to be a Bombardier. Well, you can't really read that. Is my focus locked? Yes, it is. Let me unlock the focus temporarily. So, what is this supposed to be? Well, it's kind of a strange design, but it is supposed to be the Toronto streetcar, kind of. This actually came from Toronto's store. They have a gift store, but my dad found it online and bought it. And the money that goes from this actually goes to the TTC, from what I understand. So this is the streetcar. But what's really cool about this is you'll notice that there's this coupler thing on one end, and there's a couple thing on this end that can receive a coupler. So you can actually buy multiple ones of these and attach them together, which is really cool. It does actually bend slightly, same deal with the first one I showed you. It also bends, the articulation works. Although the one on that one works better than this one. This one's very, very slight. The pantograph is always attached and very, very flimsy, so that can probably break off very easily. But it's fairly detailed. It's got the air conditioning on the roof and things like that. And it does have the seats on the inside as well. I believe the last three things I'm going to show you I all got for Christmas in 2022. The first thing is going to be this thing that probably catches your eye immediately. And this is a special streetcar that came from some sort of gift shop thing. But it has one pretty cool feature that I will show you if I remember what I did with the key. But before I get there, I still have the box that those two streetcars came in. I found this at the antique store, and I think I paid I paid $6.50 for it. This is the box that this streetcar came in. It had quite the journey to get here and was kind of destroyed, but it is still functional. And if I can find the key for it, here it is, you can actually make the streetcar do something if you use this special key. So let me demonstrate that right now. So normally what you do is you place this on a flat surface, and you see this little metal peg in here? You stick the key on that, you wind it up, and then you place it on the surface, and it begins to roll. This thing, yeah, see, you just crank it up and it will roll forward on your surface, which is a really cool feature. And it has this little trolley pole thing, but it's almost kind of backwards. You'd think it would hang off the back like that, like how a normal trolley would go, but it actually rolls in this direction, so you actually have to swing it around this way, and so it's kind of backwards, but it's still cool that these are made. The shipping of this, it came from California, I believe, and yeah, it dented it pretty bad. This side I think looks a little better, but maybe I can give you a demonstration of it actually rolling across my desk. Let me try that. Don't mind the clutter, but here it is. The key is in, and all you do is you just wind it up and let it go, and it rolls forward. Pretty cool device right there. Now, on to something else I got, I believe that same Christmas, and that's both of these. So, this here is a New York subway train. It is an I forgot. I think it's an R188, but I could be wrong. It's a 3-door train for use on New York's numbered routes, and it's a 6 train. So actually, this is probably I don't know what this exactly is. It's vehicle number 7380, and you can buy these online. And it actually comes with 3 pieces, and you can unscrew these. So there's this little clock thing for some reason. There's a piece of track, and then the train, which is actually derailed right now because it got delivered that way. But yeah, these are all individual pieces, and if you unscrew all these, they all come off. And I haven't bothered to fix that. But there you go. But this came with one other cool thing as well. Actually, 2 other cool things as well. First, I'll show you the slightly less cool thing, but still useful. This thing. It is filled with all the numbers and letters that you could use for these front signs. And you could change them to whatever you want. So there's only the one sign there in the front, because this other end would be the end that couples to another train car. So it's only this end, and they give you all of these stickers which have lines that have since been discontinued on them, like the orange V or the brown M. That's now just That's now orange. The M is now orange, and the V doesn't exist anymore. I also got this, which is also MTA and may have come with the exact same packaging, I don't remember for sure. This is an articulated bus on the M34 Crosstown, which is going to be really, really hard to see because it's probably not going to focus. Yep, M34 Crosstown, it even has it on the side right there. It even says in tiny letters, Clean Air Hybrid Electric Bus. This, I believe, is supposed to be the Nova buses, the 60-foot Nova buses, I think. But its design and how this was put together almost makes it look like a European bus with the big windows like that. It has the American flag, it has a rear window, and there's the other side. Now, it has the articulation as well, but this is not, you can't actually bend it, it's just one piece of plastic. It even has the air conditioning on the roof using decals, which is pretty interesting. Here's a different shelf above my other window that I'd like to show you some things on. This paper bus here, which I'm kind of in the way, is a 60-foot TriMet FX bus that I have, that I got on the grand opening of FX on September. Actually, I believe I got this at the Family Fun Day, which came before that. So there you go, 60-foot Nova bus. But I have a couple more paper buses that you might not have known existed. First one are these that I haven't actually put together yet. There's a 3900 series bus that they apparently made a paper version of, but I haven't put it together yet. It's still completely flat. And there's something I really didn't know existed. There's a Type 5 Max train that you can also get. My friend Evan got these for me, and I just haven't set them up yet, but yeah, it's exactly the same thing as those. They also make C-Tran ones. Yeah, C-Tran. So, and this one I have put together, even though I had a heck of a time with it because I accidentally tore it. But as long as you don't look at that part, it's fine. All of these are banks. They have a hole in the top, and it says C-Tran. Makes good sense. And big thanks to Gabe for somehow getting this for me. This is the first ever gift I got. Do you know what this is? It has a handle here, and you could just imagine this is turning like that. It's also got these little mounting brackets in it. You know what this was from? This came from a Type 1 train, back when they still had the mechanical signs. So if they wanted to change the signs, from what I understand, you just take one of these, you put it into the sign, and then you begin to crank it. Because in the center section of the Type 1 trains, they used to have where it would just say blue line, or red line, green line, whatever, and it just had this hole next to the sign, and I imagine this is what you would put into there, and then you could rotate this, and it changes the signs. I'm pretty sure that's what this was used for. Also, huge thanks to Gabe again for somehow getting hold of some of these. That's right. These are real. These came from the inside of the Type 2 or Type 3s back when they still had the paper roll signs. I have quite a few of these, and I could do a separate video on these if you want. But, yeah. They're a very strange material as well, and you can imagine these being backlit on the trains. Let's go over some of this stuff that I have as well. Well, firstly, these little booklets. You can pick these all up at Pioneer Square. There's still a couple missing that I don't have, but this one you cannot pick up at Pioneer Square, I don't think. And I happen to see this one at the airport, and it's just literally an entire system map of TriMet, but it also has additional information like the transit mall, and it even tells you how frequently and all that sort of thing that the buses run at, which is really cool. And they give you the list of all the transit centers and what routes serve them. It's very, very detailed, which is pretty cool. These other ones show you a map of the route, and they're all built a little differently, but this one has the schedule for weekday, Saturday, Sunday, and in both directions. And it gives you, like I said, the map and more information. Some of these booklets are much smaller because they have a lot less trips, so they're practically paper thin, and it's just the map and the really tiny schedule, and then that's it. A lot of these were finds that my mom was able to get, but there's a simple how I roll. This is something that is now limited edition because this is no longer a thing, but max capacity 26. This was back when COVID was happening and they didn't allow more than 26 people on the trains. I have a bunch of other stuff too. Some of the more recent finds, well, I have this, a wheelchair symbol, because why not? I actually don't remember if this came from the bus or the Max or where exactly my mom found that. I do know where she found this. Press to open door. I think they just had an extra in a pile or something. I don't exactly remember. And she also found this. Pull to signal, which still has the 3M decal thing. If I were to peel that off, I could stick this onto my wall. My grandparents gave me this. They had an extra one, as they have used this service before. It's Ride Connection, and it just has a big map that shows you where it goes, and it gives you some information, and it also tells you the service is free, it operates on weekdays, and it gives you the amazing schedule with 4 whole trips in a weekday. A friend gave me these as well, which has, it's outdated at this point, April 2022, but it has the smart map in Wilsonville. This is Wilsonville's transit. And it has information, and it eventually goes into all of the schedules for all of the routes, which is pretty cool. But these schedules are outdated now. They've reduced since then. And yeah, they actually, there's a route on here that's canceled, temporarily suspended, and that's still like that to this day. So that was suspended first, and then they reduced the schedule some more, and it gives you a little map of the Wilsonville Transit Center. And then I also have Chariot's local and regional books, which have information, and they also have the transit centers. Ooh, I've ripped it. I didn't realize I did that. You open it, and it's always upside down, and there you go. It's the Chariot's map. And then on the back, it gives you information, and it shows you all the transit centers. And there's also Chariot's regional, which is basically the same idea. You open it up, and this one opens up like this. Oops, like that. And it shows you all the regional routes, including things that are not from Chariots, like the 60X and 70X, which are operated by Tillamook County. And it has the same exact maps on the back and same information. All this fare information is now out of date, but you can look at some out of date fare information if you wish. I can even show you the local next to the regional if you want to know how it used to be. Now it's all pretty much this 325. Actually, youth, this is so old that this is when youth wasn't free. Well, these are from September 2022. I got this a short time later, and it's just simply Route 3. This was actually from September 2021, which is pretty interesting. Pretty outdated, but it does have the entire schedule on one side, and it has the map on this side. Feels like there's another panel that should open. Oh, there is. It has a little map on that side. I also picked these up last time I was in Salem, which was fairly recently. I picked up the 1X. I picked both of these up at the Kaiser Transit Center. I picked up the 1X. The 1X booklet is actually pretty big in the sense that it opens up in multiple panels with pretty large schedule, considering this is weekday only, and it has a pretty large map on it. And it also advertises Smart, which I think is pretty cool. And the 80X goes from Wilsonville to Kaiser. I've only done this one once, and it does not run very frequently, but it is yet another route that goes to Wilsonville, which is pretty interesting. I always forget that this exists. And yeah, this just 4 round trips a day. It goes from Kaiser to Wilsonville, and it does have a stop in Woodburn as well. Oh, I also have this, but it has nothing. I haven't been to San Francisco yet, but I did pick this up, and it's very large and comprehensive. It opens up a lot. and gives you information about all of the nearby transit agencies. I picked this up at Powell Books in downtown Portland. It's pretty cool. That's some of the more major things that I have. Oh, I also have this, which I never opened. It's a TriMet mask, but I never opened it, and I tried on another one, and it was way too big for my face, and so I just never tried this one because it looks like it's the same. So anyway, let's go back to Talking Head Me, who has another announcement. So there you go, there's your special video. No, there's more. I have some really, really exciting news. I am going to be doing something I have never done before. Not ever, ever. In the 3 years that I've been regularly making videos on this channel, not once have I gone out and had a fan meetup. That's right. I will be having a fan meetup where you can come and meet me in person if you want to. So if you want to drop by for a few seconds or a few minutes, then you're more than welcome to do that. Here is what I'm thinking. I would like to meet at the Sunset Transit Center because, you know, I live on the west side, and so it's going to be a 35-minute max ride for me to get to Sunset. I would like to do something like, you know, Pioneer Square or something, but that is a really busy area, and I'm thinking of doing something that's slightly quieter than that. Now, at the top of the stairs at Sunset Transit Center on the parking garage side, there are quite a bit of benches, and there's quite a bit of space up there. And so I'm thinking of being up there at the top of, like, where the elevators are that go to platform level. I'm thinking of being in that area. Now, because I'm recording this video in advance, I can't tell you the exact date right now, but I will put the exact date in the description, and I'll also shoot for a time maybe after lunch. Let's go with 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock. If you can show up anytime between there on Saturday, 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock, then that's when I'll be there. So again, take a look in the description. I'll put the exact date and time that I'll be there, and I'll try and not interfere with anything because I know that C-Tran is going to be hosting an event on Sunday, October 1st, and I think Saturday, September 30th. So just take a look in the description for the exact time. I won't be providing drinks or snacks. I'm not going to make it this huge celebration. But if, like I said, if you want to come in for a few seconds, I would like to meet each and every one of you guys because I never thought I'd hit 500 subscribers. It's one of those things that I just have never done before and would like to give it a try. I don't know if I'll ever do it again. We will see. If there are way more people than I expected, if all 500 of you show up at the same time, that's going to be a little weird. But it'll also be cool to see you guys. But I don't know if I'll ever do it again, and I don't know if the location is going to change, but for now what I'm thinking is Sunset Transit Center at the top of the stairs or the elevator near the parking garage-ish, but yeah. So next stop is 1,000 subscribers where there will be another special video. But anyways, I thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you next time.